The red envelopes, known as Hongbao, Lai or Ongpao, are a deeply rooted part of Chinese culture and history. These envelopes, always filled with money, are given out during Chinese New Year and other special occasions, not just in China, but in many East and Southeast Asian countries where Chinese traditions are embraced. So, what exactly are red envelopes? As the name suggests, they're red-colored envelopes that contain money and are usually given to children or unmarried adults during the Chinese New Year celebrations. Families gather together, and it's common to see these envelopes decorated with gold designs. The name varies depending on the dialect: Ongpao in Hokkien, Lai in Cantonese, or simply red packet. The origin of the Hongbao dates back to an old Chinese legend. In ancient times, a dark demon with transparent hands named Shui would appear on New Year's Eve. This demon was said to touch children's heads while they were sleeping, leading to illness. That's why people traditionally stayed up late on New Year's Eve, a practice called shosue, or waiting for Shui. To protect their children, elders would thread coins on red string, calling it Yasui Qian, or money to suppress Shui. These coins helped keep children entertained and awake. One version of the story tells how 8 immortal fairies transformed into coins to protect a child from Shui. The tale spread, and the practice became a tradition. Over time, these coins evolved into the red envelopes we see today. But why give red envelopes at all? The Hongbao still symbolize protection from evil, but now also stand for good luck and prosperity. In Chinese culture, red is a very special color. It symbolizes luck, vitality, and wealth. That's why the red paper of the envelope is more important than the money inside. It's believed that the combination of red and money brings good fortune to both the giver and the receiver. Opening a red envelope in front of the giver is considered rude and unlucky. The gesture of giving one means the giver wishes the recipient a peaceful, successful, and happy New Year. Red envelopes are most commonly given during Chinese New Year, but they're also shared during other joyful occasions like weddings, the birth of a child, graduations, and birthdays, especially for elders. However, during somber times like funerals or sickness, red envelopes are avoided. In these cases, money is given in white envelopes instead. So who gets a hongbao? Traditionally, once someone is married, they're expected to start giving red envelopes. Adults who are earning money often give them, but it's not strictly required. On the flip side, people usually stop receiving hongbao after they're married, though parents or grandparents might still give them as a sign of love and good wishes. If you're a married adult or earning your own money, you're expected to give red envelopes to family members, especially elders and unmarried younger relatives, as well as close friends who are unmarried or have no income, and their children. In rural areas, it's still common to give hongbao to any child you meet during the holiday, though that's less frequent now. If you run a business, it's also customary to give red envelopes to employees and sometimes to your colleagues' children. There are no strict restrictions, but it's generally uncommon to give red envelopes to someone who has a much higher income than you, like your boss. It might even be considered inappropriate. When it comes to how much money to give, it really depends on your financial situation and who the recipient is. For close family, hongbao usually contain between 200 renminbi and 1,000. That's about 28 to 141 US. For parents and grandparents, the amount can go from 500 renminbi to 2,000. Children or teenagers might receive between 50 renminbi to 200. If it's your own kids, you can give more, depending on your budget. Employees typically receive 100 renminbi to 1,000, and for other children you happen to meet, small amounts like 10 renminbi or 20 are fine. Here are some tips for giving a hongbao. Avoid giving amounts that include the number 4, like 400 or 14, because the word for 4 sounds like the word for death in Mandarin. 8s are lucky though. Also, use even numbers and avoid giving coins. They're just impractical. Make sure to use crisp, new bills, which is why banks get so busy before the new year. Use different envelope designs for different amounts, so you don't mix them up. And when giving the envelope, don't make a big announcement. Just say something warm and subtle like, Happy New Year, or wishing you success. If you're on the receiving end of a red envelope, there are a few things to remember. Never open the envelope in front of the giver. Always accept it with both hands. Using only one is considered rude. Usually you say a festive greeting like Gongxi Fatsai, meaning happiness and prosperity. Traditionally, kids would even kneel while accepting the hongbao from elders, especially in rural areas. And always express your gratitude. whether it's with a simple thank you or another festive phrase. Red envelopes come in all shapes and sizes, but they're usually rectangular, symbolizing a protective shield. Designs include zodiac animals, fish for wealth, mandarin oranges for prosperity, and traditional symbols like the three immortals Fuck, Luck, and Sao. You'll also see dragons and phoenixes, especially on wedding envelopes. In recent years, digital Hongbao have become very popular, especially through apps like WeChat Pay and Alipay. These platforms let people send red envelopes electronically, complete with festive designs and messages. It's a great way to stay connected, especially if you're far from home during the holidays. Even large events like the government's Spring Festival Gala have digital Hongbao giveaways, where people can shake their phones to win prizes. Digital red envelopes have even found a place in everyday life. People use them as surprise gifts, thank you gestures, or even as incentives on social media. Influencers, for example, often send digital Hongbao to boost engagement on their posts. From a Feng shui perspective, the red and gold colors of Hongbao carry deep meaning. Red represents the fire element, bringing life force, energy, joy, and protection. The red envelope itself is thought to repel negative energy and bring in good luck. Even a small amount of money inside a red envelope is seen as more powerful than a large amount without it. Gold, which represents the metal element, symbolizes wealth, wisdom, and structure. Gold designs on the envelope, like coins, dragons, or calligraphy, are meant to attract financial success. When combined with red, the effect is even stronger, blending fire and metal in a way that encourages prosperity and generosity. In Feng Shui, giving a red envelope with intention is important. Choose bright, bold designs. Place your envelopes in the southeast corner of your home, the wealth corner, before giving them out. And give them with a sincere heart, as the emotion behind the gesture is part of what carries the blessing. If you're giving Hongbao in a business setting, Feng Shui principles suggest it's more than a kind gesture. It's a way to attract good fortune and strengthen your team. Employers who give Hongbao to employees during the new year are seen as blessing the business for success. The amounts don't have to be large, but they often include lucky numbers like 6 or 8. Some companies even consult Feng Shui experts to choose the best time and amount to give. To wrap it all up, the tradition of the red envelope, or Hongbao, is one that has lasted for centuries. It started with ancient legends and has grown into a modern practice that crosses cultures and religions. It's not just a gift, it's a symbol of luck, prosperity, and protection that continues to bring people together year after year. For more details on this topic, check out the corresponding article on our website. You can find the link in the description below. Thanks for watching.